Hi, Deb Pervin here, and today's Tuesday Tweak is about exit planning. Now, so many people build their companies but don't really think about what the exit is going to look like. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And to prepare for your exit, you have to have a strong foundation. That business model has to make sense, has to have good profitabilities. Recurring operating EBITDA. EBITDA has to be recurring, it has to be strong, it has to be building with predictable forecasts so that the company that buys you is going to know that they can get this, they can increase the expected income that you were making, that operating profit line item. And that is predictable. So the larger the company gets, the more predictable it is, the more recurring customers you have. And that makes a very profitable company and a very desirable acquisition target. You've got to have written processes, not just about how you're producing your product or delivering your services, but all the ancillary services. You know, how you're answering the phone, how you onboard your customers, how you onboard your employees, and how you offboard them. What are those? All of those processes look like. There are a couple of companies that do it with videos. I think that's a great idea, but they've got to be processes because that's where you retain your culture. And your culture is really critical to what you have done. That's where your success has been. That's where your secret sauce is. That's what keeps your employees engaged. And that's what gives you that seasoned leadership team. So you know that in the future, the company that buys your existing company will be successful. Now, a lot of my BOMBA clients, my Mastermind clients, come to me and say, I'm ready to exit. I need to do all of these things. And so what happens is once we've scaled and done all of these things and they're only working 20 hours a week, they're like, nah, I don't need to sell. I've got this made. Okay, so here's the important part. I want you to think about planning beyond the exit. So what are you going to do? How much money do you need? What are you going to do? How are you going to feel? And how will your team feel? Are they going to be able to stay there and execute on the plan that you created? And you really need to think about who's going to help you manage your money. Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to set it aside? So you really want to think about this. When I sold my first business, we went sailing for 5 years. That was a plan. My second business, I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. My husband had some health issues. So it was really important and I went back to work. Okay, so I'm not good at retirement. And that's why now what I do when I retired from banking again is this is my give back. This is my philanthropy and my legacy. That's what the last piece of this is, stewardship. Now you have a big portfolio, you have some funds, you have to live within your means. Protect those assets. You've been grow. You've taken a bunch of risks. With that portfolio now, not so many risks. You want to maintain it. You want to maintain your distributions. You want to maintain your lifestyle, minimize your taxes. Okay? And then what's that next step? As I said, I work in BOMBA. That's my legacy. That's my give back. But what's yours going to be? Any questions, thoughts, ideas? I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you next week.